Need to shake up your routine? Gorton Seafood has you covered with the most satisfying crunch this side of the freezer aisle. Snack on the golden crunch of their popcorn, butterfly, and southern-style shrimp. Or turn to their beer-battered fillets and classic fish sticks for an easy protein add to your favorite weeknight dinner. When it comes to easy restaurant-quality flavor in your own home, nothing beats the fresh-tasting seafood Gorton's has brought to the table for 175 years. Visit Gortons.com to learn more.
Cheers to fall at Whole Foods Market with sales through October 29th. Select frozen pizzas are 50% off with Prime. So stock up and be ready for game day. Hosting a cozy dinner? There's a sale on hearty no antibiotics ever beef chuck roast and stew meat. Or be the best guest ever and bring a robust bottle of Bordeaux wine or a specialty cheese like Humboldt Fog. Cheers to fall at Whole Foods Market. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Seeking Sister Wife, Season 5, Episode 3, Seeking Something Real.
Real spelled R-E-A-L, not R-E-E-L.
I feel like my phone is just used to me taking notes in Brown dialect, so it was like rel.
Yeah, just something rel.
That was causing some confusion when we were about to watch the episode, and I was like, let's just double check that that's actually the episode name, because I feel like I may have taken that note incorrectly.
Are they doing a date that's a fishing excursion of some kind? Maybe.
This show is not as clever with the naming.
No, these have been very literal this season. It's a little
everything's
boring.
Seeking something.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. Predictable, I think. They could probably come up with a few different ways to be creative about this instead, but they're not choosing to do that. Meanwhile, we have the Carly episode rewrite description, which that will be creative.
I hope so. I feel so much pressure every time I write one where I'm like, I hope it's good enough.
It's good. Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, you don't want to read the TLC description first?
I didn't write it down.
Oh, well, I have it.
Okay.
The Merrifields' trip to Mexico takes an unexpected turn. Becky Ryan plays wingman for her husband, Justin, at the bar. The Sherwoods decide whether or not to move forward with Grace. The Davises have a high-stakes family meeting.
Is it wingman if it's your wife?
I guess it's a wing woman.
Is it wing person?
Does it
maybe?
matter? Really?
She
really wasn't being like much of a wingman. She was doing all of the talking.
Yeah, that wasn't assisting in any way. That was her trying to run this up the middle here.
I'm excited to talk about them. That is the new family that we met this week. But first, an episode rewrite. Danielle questions her connection with Roberta number 2. Shane gets his way. The Davises allow Danielle to move back into the biggie beddie. The Ryans set out to search every bar in Texas for a sister wife.
I can't believe they had the success they did right out the gate. We'll talk about it.
I don't believe it.
This is so staged.
We're going to get to them.
Yeah, well, we're going to save that. Save it for later.
But first, should we start with who are clearly the cash cows of this show, the Merrifields?
They know who the winners are. Yeah, it's going to be Garrick and Danielle with 2 N's and 2 L's.
That's why I called them the Merricks 2 minutes ago. Before we started recording, I was like, the Merricks? And Corey was like, who the fuck are you talking
Merrick.
about? I combined Garrick
Yeah, you just made
Merrifields.
You made one singular name instead of his first and last name.
God, I can't stand him. Okay, last episode, they were in the middle of a crisis. Natalia and her mother could not get on the plane to get to Mexico. Garrick was worried, what is he going to do? He was ready to make sweet, sweet love to Natalia the minute that she landed.
Yeah, Danielle was over at the suitcase just polishing up a fleshlight for him to get ready. Just, she brought it as a backup, as a just in case this time. Maybe.
Well, somehow, by some miracle that is not going to be explained to us, Natalia made it to Mexico.
Literally no explanation. Just that she knows somebody who there was an IT guy that they got a hold of who bumped her name up the list somehow. What? Okay.
I don't know. It sounds fake. It sounds like she was debating not coming, and then she decided, all right, they're pressuring me. I got to go do it. It's now or never.
Maybe she was waiting for them to sweeten the deal, got a couple more day trips out of them that she wanted to ensure everything was booked accordingly before she got on the plane.
Like she was like holding out on an excursion.
Yeah, the
Are we going to swim with the dolphins or not? Because I'm not coming if that's not booked.
The cenote swimming hole excursion. They had to make sure they booked that one.
They all run down to the lobby to greet her, and the weirdest part is that their kids are the ones filming this interaction.
Their kids meaning Garrick and Danielle's kids.
Yes.
Which they are going the full Cody and Robin route here of, here you go, make sure to grab some footage of this. Aurora, Dayton, whoever was filming them on their look back episodes, because somebody was zooming in and zooming out. Maybe it was an iPad, though. Maybe it was an auto zoom thing.
I doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
I don't think they're that good with technology.
I don't think so. It looked like a physical camera move instead of a zoom.
Just in terms of boundaries, maybe the literal first interaction you have with this person face to face, you don't have your kids there for.
Yeah, to hug her and greet her in the lobby of the resort that you're staying at in Mexico doesn't seem like the best first introduction for the kids and filming it.
What if she wasn't who she presented herself to be?
No, they've talked with her on video chat.
Okay,
so they know.
It's not a catfish situation.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you don't really know this person in person.
I don't think you know her mom at all.
I mean, we didn't learn our lesson from Roberta.
No, if anything, we're just speeding up this process even quicker. You can clearly tell that Garrick hasn't learned anything because he's still wearing the same sweaty white tank tops that he wore when they went to meet Roberta. Sleeves become outlawed when Garrick enters Mexican airspace. It seems like that's the case for him.
I have a theory that he never unpacked his suitcase from when they came back from meeting Roberta last time.
He just found it in the back of the closet and was like, oh, yeah.
He's just wearing the same dirty clothes that he wore the last time they went on a trip.
Is it the black tank top? Is it the white tank top? Which tank top is it? Doesn't matter. It's crusty. It's sweaty. It's at the bottom of the suitcase.
So gross. He has the nerve to say he is not really into her look getting off of the plane.
Oh, I see. I thought that he was still salivating over her, even just in the lobby first moment that he saw her.
He's going to hit it no matter what. That's clear.
Doesn't matter. The man does not have standards.
But he really gets horned up once he sees her change into a dress. And he's like, okay, this is wife material.
That's what I signed up for.
He's such a horrible person.
Well, and I love how they had to explain the sleeping arrangements because we have a villa set up here.
Well, we better do that because remember on the first trip with Roberta where Danielle left the room for 2 minutes to go to another room to grab her suitcase? And they fucked while she was out of the room for 5 minutes?
It was a quickie. It had to be.
You think this time the villa, she made sure that the bedrooms are, maybe she'd want them to be close together, not far apart?
Well, yeah, they are close together because it's the two doors that are just split right there. So, I mean.
Adjoining rooms?
It's pretty close. Yeah, they might share a wall.
Oh, she's got to keep an eye on them.
She's just got her ear to the wall with a glass pressed up gently against it to see if she can hear anything else.
I want to feel bad for her, but I really don't understand what's going on here because she knows. She knows this man that she's been married to, and she clearly does not want him to have any form of intimacy with this woman until she also feels comfortable with her.
The new Boost Mobile network is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for life.
That sounds like a threat.
Then how do you think we should say it?
Unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month for the rest of your life?
I don't know.
Until your ultimate demise.
What if we just say forever?
Okay.
$25 a month, forever.
Get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile forever.
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
This is Shirley Strawberry from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Toyota has been building a legacy of excellence for years, from developing hybrid technology to upping the standards of safety and efficiency. Toyota is always innovating, always making progress. And with a superior lineup of in-stock SUVs, including the adventure-ready RAV4 and capable, affordable Corolla Cross, you can experience the legacy of Toyota for yourself. Visit buyatoyota.com. The official website for deals to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/ACAST and use code ACAST at checkout.
But that's too bad, because Garrick's like, well, here are the rules. Of course I wouldn't do any hanky-panky situation with her unless we get engaged.
Which is why I brought the ring. Remember? I
Which is why I'm proposing to her on night one.
Immediately, I will be proposing. And if she says yes, it's only a matter of time.
She just looks horrified in the interview when he said that to the cameras, because she knows there's no stopping it. He does not care about her feelings.
No, he's not going to check with her on any of this. He already knows, oh, these were the rules. This was what I got away with when we were courting Roberta, and I'm going to do the exact same stuff here.
But faster.
Way faster.
That way I get to do all the things I want to do before we find out if she's the person we thought she was.
You thought 5 minutes grabbing your suitcase wasn't going to be enough time? Just get ready. We're cutting that time in half.
What did you think? So they do go on a little excursion this trip. They go to a cenote.
The cenote.
I feel like this was purposely planned so that Garrick could see Natalia, who I feel like I'm just going to call Roberta number 2 because, like, come on.
Natalia Grace.
That's what she is. Or Natalia Grace. He just wants to see her in a bikini.
That was the excuse. I was surprised when he said that they've never been to a cenote. And it was like, you've been to Mexico a couple of times.
You've been to Mexico so many times.
How have you not done this yet?
Did Roberta not get to go on any of these types of trips?
No, she gave it up too quick. That's
they
the
stayed
problem.
in the hotel room the whole time.
It's true. Yeah, that's why they never got to any cenote swimming holes, because Garrick was busy with some Brazilian holes in the hotel room.
Oh,
look out.
Even the Browns, even Cody and Mary have been to a cenote.
I know. I got nervous about this episode. I thought I was going to have to call Ace and give him a heads up that Mary's life jacket is not at the bottom of the cenote.
I have to go back and watch that episode because I did not pick that up the first time we watched it. Okay, so they go to the cenote. It does not go well.
No, because there are bats in the cave, and that's not a euphemism for anything. That is an actual thing that is happening. There are bats that are flying around within the cenote, so you know there's got to be some guano in that water.
Roberta number 2 is like, fuck, no, I'm not getting in here. There are fucking bats. Do you not see the bats?
It's a hard pass.
I mean, I'm not trying to get rabies on vacation.
She goes full Ace Ventura, and she is out of there.
This is like a great excuse for Dannielle to be like, look, that I wasn't a fan of. She's just not as adventurous as I thought she was going to be. We're not able to bond in the way that Roberta and I did so quickly.
There's no sisterhood that's, the shared suffering that is marriage with Garrick. I don't feel that here, this time with Natalia. Maybe it's because Natalia's not trying to take advantage of you monetarily. Is that part of it, maybe? That Roberta kind of was playing up to whatever you wanted her to be so that she could kind of weasel her way in?
Maybe she was very agreeable for a reason.
Right? Like, is that why that went so well in hindsight?
We're not picking up on that.
No.
I don't know if she's naive or if she is diabolical and she's just trying to find ways to blow up these relationships between Garrick and these other women. I'm not sure which it is.
She's playing it off like she's learning, wow, not all Brazilians are the same. And that's like her big life lesson here.
That's the joke of this so far, was they were like, well, Roberta number 1 didn't work out. So let's go on vacation with Roberta number 2. And then it was like, oh, fuck. It's not just like it was when we had Roberta number 1 here. It feels different.
Oh, this is like Roberta from Wish.com. Oh, man.
That's where we leave them this episode. I guess we're going to see how this trip goes. I'm assuming there's no way they leave here without Garrick having had some type of sexual interaction with this woman.
Impregnating this woman, this poor, hapless woman on her vacation. It's been a bummer of a trip. So I'm hoping that will tone down Garrick's horniness, but I feel like it's only going to ramp it up somehow.
You want to talk about the Sherwoods, Ashley and Shane?
Yeah, this was kind of just wrapping up sort of what happened at the end of the last episode. But I also think that Shane was trying to win some points here. He was really trying to humanize himself by showing that he has other friends. He has people who like him and will come and hang out with him and use him to swim in his pool.
Okay. You thought that's what was happening? Because I was
like
very uncomfortable that, and this is probably says more about me than it does Shane. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Shane yet.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
That Shane has his friend Rachel come over, and Rachel's got just like titties in the bathing suit on display, ready to go.
Because she came to swim.
She's ready to get tan.
She's not, and she's not looking, she's here to film because the cameras are here.
I don't think she has any interest in, I don't think any woman really has an interest in Shane.
They met at a beer pong tournament.
Okay, that's the part, competitive beer pong tournament.
How deep is this friendship? What is this relationship based on?
I don't know, but the way I cringed and got the ick when he said that he met his friend at competitive beer pong, I was like, oh, okay. The vibe I'm getting from him, that's where it's coming from. He has not fully revealed himself yet. I'm going to wait and see what happens. I don't trust him fully.
Okay.
Although I do agree, Grace wasn't great.
Yeah, it's not to say, but by de facto, then, just because we don't like Grace doesn't mean that Shane is good.
Right.
So that's what we're still being apprehensive about. Because yes, we can all agree, Grace, not a great fit, but let's still see what Shane is holding back on here. But I'm not going to fault his friend Rachel for showing up. And I mean, his friend's got a pool. You're going to use the pool. Okay. Like, I'm not going to fault you for that. You can tell, though, this isn't somebody that he talks to on a regular basis. She just found out earlier in the year about the marital situation here for Ashley to start dating, and then they're looking to add in their marriage, and she doesn't have a clue of what's been going on lately. They do not talk on a regular basis.
Okay. Is this a thing that you tell people about, regularly give them updates about how your wife's relationship with someone else is going?
People that I meet at a beer pong championship? Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
She's a filming friend.
Yes. And she is necessary because we need expository dialogue. So they're like, who do you know that doesn't know about this stuff that you can really explain it to, that you're comfortable with, who will sign a waiver and say that, yes, you can air this on TV? And Shane's like, I know exactly who to call. My friend Rachel.
So Rachel gets up to speed on what happened. They just reiterate the same thing that happened last week to us about how he met with Grace for the first time, didn't go well, didn't like her, told Ashley how he felt. Actually, he framed it as he would tell Ashley that he wasn't comfortable with it. And it was like, bro, you did that in the car. Do you not remember? Did you black out?
He's ready to speak up if there is an issue. Sir, there is an issue. And I think we did speak up. But I think what Rachel was trying to get at was like, if Ashley said, no, I'm still interested in Grace, and then you said, no, I'm not interested in Grace, what happens then? That's what he was trying to say. Well, I would speak up at that point.
But he didn't elaborate.
Oh, well, yeah, because then she was like, okay, what's the line for what would that mean then of you speaking up? And it's like, we'd have a talking to about it.
So that's kind of the question of this episode is what's Ashley going to do? And it's actually an interesting point because this is something we're seeing happening over and over again with the couples, right? Where there's someone who doesn't feel comfortable with what's going on. That's what's going on with Dannielle and Roberta number 2. She keeps saying, hey, I'm not really cool with this. I want to slow things down. I don't like the speed it's going at. And then Garrett doesn't listen.
Too bad.
And then we're going to talk about the Davises with what's going on there with Dannielle not wanting to move on to dating and them being like, well, too bad. That's what you agreed to. That's what we do in this family if you want to be in this relationship. And so the question here is, what's Ashley going to do? Because she kind of left it last episode as, well, thank you for your input. I appreciate it. I'm going to think about it and figure out what I'm going to do.
And just to circle back, small correction. Ashley is a psychiatrist, not a psychologist. So we did have that slip up. So just to clarify.
Yeah, I don't know how I fucked that up last week.
It's whatever. It's worth mentioning.
Well, it is because
very much
one of the things that Shane is questioning is how did Ashley not see the many, many, many red flags that Grace was waving in the air? Because it took him about 2 minutes of meeting her to realize that their personalities were not going to mesh, and also that she didn't really seem to have much respect for him in this throuple situation. Is it a throuple? I don't really know.
Not yet.
Definitely was not going to be with Grace.
No.
She had no interest in Shane.
And to be fair, so Ashley's assessment was, I don't want to make a rushed decision, even though she probably had a pretty good idea halfway through the meal, halfway through the conversation, when Grace just up and ran out of the restaurant. This probably isn't going to work out between the three of us.
She seemed genuinely upset that that meeting went the way it did. So she did think about it for a while. And where she landed was that she agrees with Shane that this is not the right relationship for them and that she's going to cut things off with Grace.
And so this is kind of a big step because for Ashley, this is the first breakup through this dating process. So that's something new to navigate. She did it via text, which maybe, I don't know, I guess that's okay. Is that okay? They went on like 7 dates, so I don't know if it's a breakup by text sort of situation here.
I don't know. I feel like an old person questioning this. And also we haven't been out there in a very long time. Do you do that? I feel like this person came, they met your husband.
They were on camera.
They on a TV show.
On a TV show.
Okay. There are additional considerations
face
here.
To face is
I think
probably,
maybe you could have gotten on the phone with her.
I think at least spoken on the phone.
The way she was like, all right, I sent the text. And then she was like, I feel totally relieved now. And I was like, really? This is the part where my anxiety would be on edge the whole day. I'd be just waiting for my phone to go off so you had to text back.
Did they read it? Are they writing something back right now? Oh, no.
Well, luckily, she replies and is basically like, same girl, same. That's where I was leaning to. So no biggie. Good luck.
And they were both these, big, long text messages with all the reasoning and all that stuff. And it's like, I don't need all of this. Because then she sent that back. I thought the initial text message was just going to say K. Just single letter. That's all you needed for that. All
Has
right.
that been your experience, Corey?
All right. Good to know. Thank you.
So it sounds like they're going to take a little break. Again, Ashley's pregnant. Yeah, she's got other things to focus on right now.
Yeah. And she's not really going to be feeling tip-top dating shape here for the 9-month mark of her pregnancy.
You don't think she's going bowling?
I hope not.
8.5 months pregnant?
I really hope not. And I hope her doctor doesn't find out.
I Googled that last episode because I was like, can you go bowling when you're pregnant? The answer was yes.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I don't know. That was Google. Again, that was not a doctor. So please don't send me emails saying that your doctor said that you can't go bowling when you're pregnant.
Maybe we should ask ChatGPT.
I bet you she can play. She can't play competitive beer pong.
No, unless she's using water in the cup.
Okay. The Davises?
Yeah, the Davis family. We pick up with other Dannielle, who now has a lease, and she is talking to the producers. So she has a lease for like all of 5 seconds in this episode, it seems, because she's trying to take some time to figure things out on her own and then immediately moves back in.
I was like, what did you sign? Like a 1-month lease? Was it like the most expensive lease on earth?
Was it an Airbnb? Is that what you meant to say?
Is it like a furnished place that she leased for a month? Yeah. Is it an Airbnb?
She moved stuff out, though. She took her plants. That was a big part of it.
It's not like she took out their furniture. She can't get that bed out that front door. There's no way.
Her 12th of the bed.
How much does that suck? She moved out. She didn't have a bed.
Yeah, it has to be an Airbnb situation here.
Anyway, so Dannielle moved out last episode. She took some of her belongings with her. She was like, all right, forget it. I got to go think for a while. And the producers tracked her down and were like, can we just get in the car with you on your way to work? Because we just have a few questions to ask you.
Doesn't she look so much better now than ever? Like in this car driving around with the producer, I feel like
she looks happier and more alert.
Yeah, there's more like life in her eyes and like she's more with it than any of the other episodes previously.
She always looked like she was contemplating something, like at all times.
Well, and because that's what she's kind of talking with the producer about, is that she has this fear. She's coming to terms with herself that she does not want to be living this life and suffering through the next 10 to 15 years and then realize I can't handle this and then have to leave. So she's saying if she wants to break up, if she needs to break up, it needs to happen now. And it's like a lot of times if you're feeling like that, there's a reason for that. Like, don't push that aside. Like, that's intuition.
Well, yeah. And I did feel kind of proud of her at the beginning of this episode where it was like, all right, you were feeling like something felt off. You needed some time to think through it. You felt like you couldn't do it in that environment. And so, I mean, maybe you didn't leave in the best way that you could.
Yeah, it sounded like her goodbye to Vera was the hardest goodbye and the only really official goodbye that she had for the rest of the family. Everybody else kind of got clued in later on when Nick found out.
That would probably be the hardest thing, is leaving the baby. It's not her baby, biologically, but you've been there since the baby's been born. That would probably really suck. More so than saying goodbye to Nick.
I'm really going to miss those physics talks at dinner.
She really has nothing bad to say about them, though.
No, and that's what she's saying. She loves their life. And I think the hardest part for her and the thing that she is struggling with is the pressure to add someone else. Like, she likes this system, this core 4 that they have established now. She doesn't want to expand yet, and they are pushing for that right now immediately.
Well, and she's got to figure out, is that something that I'm ever going to be comfortable with? Because if the answer is no, then they're not going to be okay with me continuing to be part of this family.
And I need to remove myself from this to let them do what they need to do, and so that I can find something that works for me.
That's where they're at in the car. And she tells the producer that she will go have a conversation with Nick. What are their names? And Jennifer and April?
Jenny and April.
I cannot remember Jennifer. That's the one with the baby, isn't it? I just feel like it doesn't look like that's her name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Jennifer, though.
It doesn't fit. Anyway, that's who she is. So
Jenny.
So they're going to have a talk about what's going on here because they need some content.
But the next thing, I thought we were going to have a conversation. I thought we were going to have some sort of sit down discussion. That was what was going to be on camera. That was what we were going to see. No, we cut to Danielle has moved back into the house.
Like, what? That's where I was like, what is going on? Was the Airbnb just like more expensive than she thought it was going to be? Because
I don't know. Yeah, she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's per month?"
What do you mean? You went out of your way to get a lease somewhere else. You left, you did all that, and then you came back before you even had a conversation with everyone.
So we don't know how much time passed. We don't know if there was a subsequent conversation between her talking with the producers and when this moved in. We didn't get any explanation of any of that. But to find out that she had moved back in, I was like, oh my gosh, it seems like we're kind of rushing into this. And she's kind of just getting moved along through the system again of go ahead and suppress whatever you're feeling and let's get this ball moving.
I kind of feel like they must have coaxed her back.
I mean, or guilted her back in some way, shape, or form through those conversations of getting her back into the house. But I feel like that was where she was feeling she needed that time and space to kind of come to these conclusions. And then if you're pulling her back into this scenario where she's in the house, she's part of the family and struggling with this and not being heard, that's what's going to be difficult. So I think they were trying to say, oh, let's have more conversations about this. But that's kind of what this turns into, is this is like less confrontation of Danielle moving out and more conversation about asparagus and what's for dinner.
It was so weird. They're so uncomfortable just talking openly with one another.
There's so much at stake for the family, so we're having steaks. That's the theme of the meal, is steaks and confrontations.
Like, is it just me, or does it feel like people who are in a relationship together, you've like created this family, that you should be able to have open and honest conversations? Someone just left in the middle of the night and then just moved back in, and you guys are avoiding talking about why they did that? Because the way Nick frames the conversation when he starts it is like he's posing the question to all of them.
Well, and I think that's why they don't want to talk about it. Me personally, my interpretation of this specific instance is that Danielle clearly has doubts. So when Nick is throwing that out there, basically nobody else wants to hear Danielle out through the doubts, because they themselves also have doubts and they don't want to reflect on that.
Oh, you think it's too real?
I think it's a suppression issue that everybody else is doing, where they're like, oh no, you want to talk about it? I can't talk about it. Because if I talk about it, I might start thinking about it. And if I start thinking about it, I'm not going to like it anymore.
It had really weird vibes. It didn't seem like they were going to have, I don't think they're going to have like a genuine, honest conversation that gets them very far. And my guess is Danielle stays. That's what I'm putting my money on.
I think it's looking that way. I don't know if they're going to start dating before the end of the season, though. It seems like that's going to be the other push. And if they push her too soon, that might be enough for her to be like, I can't do this.
I guess we'll see. Should we meet the Ryans? Are you ready?
It's going to be Justin and Becky Ryan.
What was with the hopscotch intro?
I must have missed that
It
entirely.
was just someone's feet playing hopscotch, and it looked like it was Justin, but they never showed like who it actually was. It was just feet.
Oh, that would be fun to find out. I was going to say that was just B-roll that they had. It was royalty-free footage that they could find. Was like, I don't know, just put the hopscotch stuff in there.
It's like, what is happening? It was our first impression of them.
That's what they do in their free time. It's just Justin and Becky playing hopscotch in the driveway.
Well, they have 6 kids.
Oh, right. Yeah,
we didn't see any of the kids, so it's easy to forget.
It's not like the Merrifields. They're not part of the crew, so we did not see them.
Maybe they are, and they're just good at staying behind the camera.
They are behind the camera crew instead. No, but we learned that Justin and Becky were married when Justin was 19 and Becky was 16.
Wow. Just wow. And they're like, that was really normal for where we grew up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it was.
Well, she talks
like,
about
you know,
their religious beliefs, and I think that definitely plays part of it.
Yeah. Quick question, follow-up question. What's the divorce rate with where you are and where you grew up? I'd like to know that too, just out of curiosity.
So it sounds to me, because she said her dad was the pastor at the church, that this is some form of Christianity.
That she got pregnant at 16 and they had to be married?
That's definitely a possibility. Let's put that on the table.
Yeah.
But her dad's church believed in polygamy. And growing up, Becky's family lived polygamy. Her mom had a sister wife who she was like, my mom really didn't have like a personality that like did well with sister wives. It's like, that's what they all say. It's not just that it maybe doesn't always work out well.
Yeah, it's not the system.
It was just her.
It was the individual within the system that didn't work well for this. But Becky wishes that they would have had a couple of sister wives, as she was having all these kids when they had 6 kids that were younger children at any point. She needed the help, and they should have started sooner seeking sister wife.
This is the Robin Brown family of polygamy babysitters. I just really could have used some more babysitters.
That was the plan. Yeah, but then Robin doesn't even do that. She just likes to pay people outside of the family to then watch people.
Well, that's
instead,
she should have evaluated their parenting style a little bit more before she signed up for it.
Well, whose fault is that?
Anyway, back to Becky. We find out that they had a sister wife lined up. Her name was Stephanie.
They'd been dating her for 9 months, but now she's getting all wishy-washy on him and anxious, and her face is blurred, so I really don't think she's going to end up on the show.
Clearly, I don't think she's participating.
She has not signed a release.
And the way Justin put it was she's ghosting us again. So this is a thing she does. Maybe she meets with them. Things go kind of well. They interpret it goes well. They think that she is ready to head out there and join their family. And then she's like, okay, creepos, can you back off for a little bit?
It's a little much, yeah.
I'm not really sure how I feel about this entirely.
Well, she's still under the burden. Stephanie is under the burden of the stigmatization of polygamy. So she's just not open and willing to live this lifestyle on a public format like what they're forcing their soon-to-be partners that they're seeking here on the show.
Did you catch where Justin said he loves Stephanie like he loved Becky? Loved in the past tense. I was like, wow. Freudian slip? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Does he mean like how I loved her when I first met her? I don't know. You got to use more words.
If that's going to be your intention. Otherwise, it could be interpreted in many ways.
But that experience is not going to keep them from getting back out there. They are ready to start seeking a sister wife.
And the apps aren't working. So they're looking to pick up some ladies the good old-fashioned way at the bar.
A bar at like what? 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? What's happening?
Okay, yeah. This looked like early evening. And I mean, we are being very generous. This is borderline late afternoon. They were making the joke as they got out of the truck to come into the restaurant, into the establishment, that Justin is old. He's as dressed up, as presentable as he can as an old man that he jokingly referred to himself as. And she tried to reassure him that he's not old, but he's looking kind of old. I mean, they've been married for 25 years. So what? He's mid-40s? Well, he looks like he's 58.
He was using his flashlight to read the menu in broad daylight.
Okay.
It was not even the evening.
Yeah. And that is a dead giveaway. You are old. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. If you turn on your flashlight to read the menu and it's broad daylight,
not a good sign. That or it's time to go to the eye doctor.
Yeah, you might have cataracts. That's a legitimate medical concern now.
They have to choose from what? There's 2 tables of people in this entire place, and then it's just them and another set of people at the bar.
And there's like some geriatric ladies who are there.
What is with you and the age thing?
Well, no, that's who's there. This is the crowd. This is the early bird special crowd. That's who's here.
So they're going to have to find someone. And Becky right away is like looking around. Who are we going to go up and talk to? And Justin's like, I don't know. Who are you going to go up and talk to? Because I am certainly not getting out of this chair.
Well, he will to go to the bathroom. He's going to excuse himself to vacate the premises so that Becky can make her move. And she does.
She marches right up to another woman at the other end of the bar and is like, hello, would you like to date my husband?
So that's a weird opener. I'll give her that. But she's just so bubbly and nice and personable. And that's how you get recruited.
Okay, there's something weird with her personality. Didn't we feel like that when we were watching it? Like, Justin's got something weird going on.
Okay, Justin was giving off a vibe, like
a darkness.
There was something sinister. There's some sinister energy about him. And I don't know if it's just like bottled up rage. You know that there's going to be some anger in there somewhere. But I feel like this is anger that has already lashed out before. Like, I feel like he might be on the lam for a couple of things.
I was going to say, it's a Bonnie and Clyde situation.
Yeah. And
where
now
she's just like, here, I come in and clean things up.
They know too much about what they've been involved in together too. And so now it's like, well, I can't tell anybody, we got these secrets now. And like, that's what their relationship is based on.
We're just tied together forever now.
That's it. Yeah. So that's Desiree, the lady at the bar.
Desiree.
Desiree?
What are we watching?
Desiree?
Millionaire. What was that? Millionaire? No, not Millionaire Matchmaker.
Marrying Millions.
Marrying Millions.
Desiree. Desiree's at the bar.
Man, is that show ever going to come back? I don't think it is.
With Rodney. Oh, man.
This is Steve Covino from Covino & Rich, here to tell you Toyota's legacy has been standing tall for generations. From pioneering hybrid technology to redefining the standards of safety and efficiency. With each innovation, a commitment to progress. And with a legendary lineup of in-stock trucks, including the ultra-rugged new Tacoma and heavy-duty half-ton Tundra, you can experience the legacy of Toyota for yourself. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals, to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Hi, this is Farnoosh Tarabi, host of the Webby-winning podcast, So Money. If you're aiming for a goal, be it saving for a house, growing your family, or retiring, life makes it difficult to stay the course. But with a dedicated Merrill advisor, you get a personalized plan and a clear path forward. Having the bull at your back helps your whole financial life move with you. So when your plans change, Merrill's with you every step of the way. Go to ml.com/bullish to learn more. Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do? Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, member SIPC.
Cheers to fall at Whole Foods Market with sales through October 29th. Select frozen pizzas are 50% off with Prime. So stock up and be ready for game day. Hosting a cozy dinner? There's a sale on hearty no antibiotics ever beef chuck roast and stew meat. Or be the best guest ever and bring a robust bottle of Bordeaux wine or a specialty cheese like Humboldt Fog. Cheers to fall at Whole Foods Market. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly.
Since 2013, Bombas has donated over 100 million socks, underwear, and T-shirts to those facing homelessness. If we counted those on air, this ad would last over 1,157 days. But if we counted the time it takes to make a donation possible, it would take just a few clicks. Because every time you make a purchase, Bombas donates an item to someone who needs it.
Go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/ACAST, code ACAST.
Yeah, I missed that show.
All right, so Desiree.
Okay, Desiree. Desiree, who honestly, not a bad pick, but I wouldn't have been brave enough to go talk to her.
Well, the only pick in the bar.
She's the only suitable person for this conversation and is overwhelmingly in favor of this conversation. Seems to be into this and is not immediately going for a brush off.
I don't think so. I think
not
she's on camera.
Yeah.
She's like entertaining, placating them.
She's doing the Ted Bundy victim thing where it's, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, so I'll keep going along and make it seem like this is working.
I feel like I have to be nice.
I have to be nice because I don't want to be rude.
That's what happened here. And they're having like a kind of a conversation, and Becky's explaining what their relationship's like and that they're looking for somebody else. And she's like, okay. That's kind of weird. I don't know if I could do that because I feel like I'm too selfish of a person. And it's like, all right, that's probably the point where you say, okay, it was nice to meet you.
And Becky's like, but I really need a best friend. Really bad.
She's like, it's really not that bad, though. Let me talk you into polygamy.
What's it going to take to get you into a polygamy situation today?
She's going to close on this time.
She's looking, ABC. She's trying to always be closing here.
So Justin comes back from the bathroom at some point, and Becky runs over and is like, come meet Desiree. I met her in the 3 seconds that you went to empty your prostate. and they proceed to have a really weird interaction.
We get to see a glimpse of some of Justin's game, which I think his first question when he came over, the first thing he said when he came over was, yeah, this is my wife, Becky, and she's got bigger balls than me.
Yes, that was his opener.
That was the opener.
Then he asked what she does, right?
I think so. Yeah, that's when we get into the line of questioning that Justin goes with, which was a little off because it was, what kind of work do you do? Which she is a director of international ministry. I have a lot of follow-up questions to that. Like, what does that mean? But then he immediately goes, he's stuck on a work trend here because it's, what do you do for work? Do you work out? Was his follow-up question. I don't think that was probably where that conversation could have gone.
That's not an appropriate question to ask someone 2 minutes into talking to them, unless you're going to talk about how you have a passion for working out and you really would like to have that be something that you get to bond over.
I wanted her to immediately ask him,
Do you work out?
Do you work out?
The answer is no.
Because it doesn't look like it.
So weird. She's not interested. She didn't ask him questions back. It wasn't a conversation. Like you said, it was just him throwing out one question after another.
No, she was actually steering him towards, oh, yeah, I do work out at the gym. That's where I met my friend who I'm at the bar with here.
Who you've all been ignoring since the minute that you walked over here.
Why don't you ask her some weird questions about work, too?
That was totally deflecting to get them to stop talking only to her.
It's her friend from Estonia, which we learn is near Russia.
Okay, her friend is from there, but then didn't seem to be able to locate it on a map. She was like, yeah, north.
I feel like her friend was in witness protection. And that was the backstory that she was given. And now her cover is blown.
She didn't learn the geography to go along with her cover story.
Didn't know enough of it. And now we got a real situation here. So what are you doing tomorrow night?
Right. He thinks the conversation's going so well that they can ask her out on a date.
And she's free, allegedly.
I think that you're right. And it's a symptom of trying to be too nice that she didn't want to lie and give an excuse like, well, I'm sorry, I can't. And then they'd ask just, okay, well, when are you free? So instead, she just said that she was. And then she gave them her number. And I will be shocked if she answers when they text her.
They are going to call her number and it will be a local Domino's asking if this order is for pickup or delivery.
I hope that happens. That would be very funny.
I need it on camera, though.
Okay, what do you think about them since it's the first time we met them? Weirdness. Overall
there's
weirdness.
A lot of weird vibes, and I don't like what I've seen already. Basically.
I don't think this is going to go very well for them. They really haven't figured out the formula to finding people to meet naturally in person.
No, and I feel like both of them have really weird motives. Seems like his are kind of Garrick sexually driven, where he's thinking with his dick, and hers are more, I need a bang maid.
Oh, you do? I think she needs
my husband.
Needs a friend.
Well, yeah, she needs a friend too. She wants a best friend, but also a bang maid who will take care of all this other stuff so then I don't have to.
Well, we will see how that works out for them. Based on performance in their first outing, I don't think they're going to be very successful.
I feel like the folks at Central Casting are going to be working overtime.
Next episode, Ashley needs a new woman. Meets a new woman? Needs a new woman?
Needs a new woman?
I'm
well,
not exactly sure.
I guess both are kind of true.
The Davises hear Danielle out. Guess we'll see how that goes.
Between sobs when she's in the bathroom.
Yes. She ran away from the dinner table.
Yeah, so that's where we're going to pick up next week.
And Natalia, the best part, catches Garrick on a dating app. And Danielle loses her shit too.
Yeah, because you're ruining this for me, this opportunity, by still being on BrazilianBooties.com.
I love that Danielle was like, yeah, you should totally be mad about that, Natalia.
Get mad, girl.
I'm mad too. I think we should leave this. I think the trip's over. We should all just go home.
Terrible. All right. Well, I'm going to go ride the jet skis for a little bit, and then we'll see how we feel.
Thank you for listening. If you want to support us, the best way to do that is by subscribing to the podcast or leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Be sure to chat with us about the episode on our Discord channel by joining our Patreon, patreon.com/survivingpod.
Stay tuned, share with friends. See you next week.
Hi, this is Farnoosh Torabi, host of the Webby-winning podcast, So Money. If you're aiming for a goal, be it saving for a house, growing your family, or retiring, life makes it difficult to stay the course. But with a dedicated Merrill advisor, you get a personalized plan and a clear path forward. Having the bull at your back helps your whole financial life move with you. So when your plans change, Merrill's with you every step of the way. Go to ml.com/bullish to learn more. Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do? Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, member SIPC.